Possibly.
Oh, is it the left or right? Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Ayoo podcast. My name's Beto. Today, I got another guest for you. Another photographer, video maker. I don't know, like, there's a lot of things to say, but my dude, please take a couple seconds, minutes, let the people know who you are.
I don't do videos.
Oh, you don't do videos?
I don't do videos.
My boy, take a couple seconds, minutes, let the people know who you are, where you're from,
All right.
all the beans.
I'm not really good at speaking or like being in front of the camera. I'm usually behind the camera. So, my name's Hassan Mahmood. I'm from Union, New Jersey. I'm a photographer, graphic designer. I do all the whatever the hell that people need me to do. So, yeah, this is your regular handyman for digital stuff.
You know what? I actually love it because it's so different, right? When you're in front of the camera instead, and it's great. It's great because I think it takes a great photographer to also know like both positions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I can't with you, bro. Yo.
No, but for real, like it's hard to know exactly like how everything goes into know how your clients feel sometimes during a photo shoot, you know?
Yeah.
A person could create gold. I think anybody could get behind a camera and click a button. I think you could agree with that,
Yeah.
right? But it also takes another person to feel the situation and really get the art. But before we get into this whole conversation about, art and film and photography and everything, I want to get to know a little bit more about who you are. So, where are you from?
So originally, I was born in Pakistan. I immigrated here when I was 5 years old in 2003. I lived in New York for 2 years before I moved to New Jersey, and ever since then I've been living in what my home. I consider my hometown in Pakistan to be Faisalabad, but I consider my hometown really to be Union, New Jersey, because I've been living there my whole life basically.
Word.
So I've been living in Union basically my whole life.
Word, that's what's up. And do me a favor, describe Union to me.
I don't really know. Can't really describe Union, to be honest. It's just, it's just a weird place. Like, not much is going on, but there's a lot going on at the same time. You got there's this thing in, like, I don't know, in America where just like I feel like New Jersey's not kind of recognized for their art.
Mm.
And it's so crazy because, I have worked with so many artists in New Jersey, and it's like I have met so many talented people. So it's so, like, I can't really like describe it. It's just like so many like different people doing different things.
For sure. No, I respect it. And Union's like a lot like city like, right?
It's more like suburbs. So
Suburbs?
suburbs
Really?
city, like coastal city. Like, we got Newark like 10 minutes away. We got Elizabeth like 10 minutes away.
Word, you know what's funny? I usually like to call places like Union like kind of like a city burb, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like right in between. It's almost like
Yeah.
undividable. Because when you think suburbs, right? You think about like huge lawns, like big backyards and everything like that, right? But I don't get that feeling from Union. It's a little bit more tight knit, right?
Yeah.
So sweet. So, dude, tell me, how was it like, growing up? When was it the first time that you kind of discovered what you wanted to do in life?
All right. So I basically shit. I gotta go this whole story, bro.
It's all good, bro. That's what we're here for.
So I did not really know what I wanted to do in life. I grew up in the middle, like, I keep on saying Middle Eastern. It's just Southeast Asian family. I'm from Pakistan, so we're not given many choices. There's in an Asian family, you're kind of given three choices, which is you either gotta be a doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Yeah.
So that, and I have very bad ADD. I can't sit still for God knows. So I just never been good at school. So like my whole life, I just been like thinking that I'm like I'm not like good, like I'm not like I'm stupid or anything. So like I really took this one class in my senior year, which was digital arts, and like I learned how to use Photoshop, and I really got good with it. And I started designing clothes, and like before I even did photography, I was just like designing clothes. I had my own clothing brand and everything, and I was doing that, and I was so like dedicated to it. Like before I even learned how to use Photoshop, I was designing clothes off like Microsoft Word. Like I would get a template of like a fucking my bad. I don't know if I could curse on here.
No, you good.
I would get a template of a fucking shirt, and I would put it on Microsoft Word, and I would just design on it, because that's how badly I wanted to do it. And I just like export it out and send it to somebody. And yeah, then I just like learned Photoshop. I took a photography class in high school and I didn't take one photo. Not one.
What do you mean you didn't? How you take a photography class and didn't take one photo?
I didn't take one photo. I wish Jacob was here, he would tell you. He was in my class.
Wait, so like, did they give you cameras to take photos with?
And there was a film photography class. I didn't take one photo.
Yo, you're bugging, bro.
And now I do this shit full time.
You know, it's funny. It's usually like the people who like are struggling the most
Yeah.
at like a certain thing, like, and they end up being like the most successful. I mean, it's not all the time, but I could relate too. You know, when I was in 8th grade and I was taking up music, I used to play the trumpet.
Yeah.
That was before I learned how to play euphonium and went to college, you know, for all that. And I'll never forget, there was all the like kids who were like really good at it, right? Really good at music. And since I was that kid who kind of hung out with like that like fucked group, you know what I mean? Just the kids doing bullshit. But I loved music. I really loved it so much. But like they all looked at me and they're like, bro, you never get anywhere with this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you never get anywhere. And to be honest, like out of all the solos they played, almost like kind of similarly to what you were saying, like I didn't play one solo. I didn't go to any of like the music events ever. You know, I kind of just kept my head down and did my own shit. So with that photo class, you know, like what did you end up learning from that photo class?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It was a film class, bro. I just wasn't with it, bro.
Did you guys have to do the whole like dipping the
Yeah. So at the end, I'm kind of capping a little bit. I did take like, a couple photos, but I never got one like ever printed, like, you know, fully developed and all that. So yeah, and that plus like just like I was just trying to figure out. All right, so the origin of my thing is like I'm growing up in Union. I'm kind of like this goofy, like you know, a Pakistani kid. Like you know, I'm still dressed up, and I got really influenced with music, and this is especially like the time that like the ASAP Mob came out, and I remember watching the Purple Swag video. Every time I tell everybody like where I really got like my creativity and all that, I go back to that video, and I'm just like. Watching that video, I'm like, okay, this is kind of where I want to go. Like this is the art direction that I want to go. Like I want to go into designing. I want to go into like you know, music. I want to go into photos. I want to go into that. I didn't know, not even photos at the time. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about clothing. I wanted to do that. I just wanted to make merchandise. I wanted to like have my own brand. I wanted to like do like fashion shows and everything. And like you know, but you'd never know how things would end up. Yeah, now we're here. Like you know.
So tell me. So you were designing clothes.
Yeah.
And this is like high school, right?
Yeah, like senior year.
So take me to right after senior year. So what happens then?
So senior year ends. I go into college. I'm still designing clothes and everything, and it's going okay. You know. Now it's like a little bit harder because like you're in college. You know you're not a kid no more. You got a lot of stuff that you're paying for, and now that you're working more on the business aspect of it, and like the business is kind of taking the fun away from the creative prospect. So over the years, that business, like you know the business, the profit margins were like you know not like breaking even or like not making profit. You know that it's just like that kept on just like being a disappointment, and just like it just took the fun away. So like it came down to, and then COVID hit, and then that was kind of like the
icing on the cake.
And then that was like, okay, I'm gonna just take a break for now.
What year did you graduate high school?
2016.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
I bet I graduated high school 2016 too.
Hey.
Yeah, for sure. Class of 2016.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Bro, I'm telling you, there's so many talented people in 2016, bro.
Dude, actually, this is crazy. I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day. Actually, a rapper, rapper, singer, R&B singer, Winter Break, had him in here, and we are talking about how there's so much talent in Jersey, but like it's just there's not a foundation for people to succeed. There's not a foundation for people to really like really I think like excel here. They're either running away to New York, Florida, or Cali. And it's like it's one thing to go there and like travel back and forth, but there's no back and forth. It's always like just on one direction, heading.
Yeah, but there's also I don't want to I don't want to say this like fully, but there's at first I thought there wasn't really that much supportive. Like where Jersey wasn't like Jersey artists don't support each other. So I met a couple people that have been like my friend, like a couple of my friends that just been I've been working with like the last I think year and a half, and we all just been working together. We got an ego campaign. We've been going crazy with that. I've been working with my other friend Chris, who has So Called Production. He's amazing. Like he's an amazing videographer and all that. There's so many talented people. There's like a list of people that I could go off of in Jersey, and it's just like, I feel like, especially it's so crazy talking about this, especially with the Drake album dropping. Like you could hear the Jersey Club influence too.
That's crazy. That's funny.
Yeah.
This morning I just listened to the album.
Yeah.
This morning I just listened to the album, and I actually prefer this album over his last.
I do too.
100%, and I ain't scared to say it. And it's funny. I put up a poll, not on AO Chill, but on my personal Instagram. I'm like, yo, let me know what you think. Crickets. Crickets. Nobody wants to talk about that shit. Because honestly, I thought Drake's last album, for me, it was just missing like the artistic flair.
Yeah.
Like there were some cool samples in it, I guess, bro. But when I heard that "I'm Too Sexy" like song, I don't know. I thought it was trash. I mean, like it was cool after like when you're hearing it in the club and everything.
Yeah.
But like, when I first heard it, it's nothing impressive. It's nothing like crazy. But this album that came out, like the dance behind it, I feel it's like
that bounce on I think calling my name or call my name. I forgot the name. That shit caught me off guard, bro. I almost threw my laptop on the floor. That shit caught me off guard. I was not ready for that shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the whole album is interesting as fuck. And
no, he's also like one of those artists that I've been listening to for a minute. He's also somebody that like I go back to my creative space, and like I can go back, back to middle school, and like he's one of those earlier artists like him, Lil Wayne, and like all them that I've been listening to for a while. So that still like him being around, that longevity, like so his influence is crazy too.
So talk to me a little bit more, because we kind of got off topic there a little bit. Talking about the talent in Jersey, do you think that Jersey has the people and tools to facilitate, like Jersey being one of the next hot spots for artists and creators?
I think so. I definitely do. I'm not like the perfect person to ask, but
just based on the people you've seen,
bro, like there's so many freaking talented people over here, bro. There's so many, and I know that every single one of us, like it's all because at the end of the day, bro. Nowadays, we just live in a world where talent doesn't really matter. It's just about who you know and the opportunities. But I've seen so many talented people here, bro. It's just the opportunity. And I know that if any of these people get an opportunity, it's that's it.
What kind of opportunities?
Just a chance, bro. Anything. Like, if it's an artist, like, they get a chance to, like, do what they got to do. Like, I don't know what it's for artists, like, but it's just about networking and meeting the right person. Because one person could believe in you and, that changed your whole life.
Yeah, no, I believe so too. And I think, when you come to talking about people who are talented people in Jersey, and even this podcast, this whole month was all about like meeting other people, meeting creatives, meeting people specifically from Jersey, and just showing that there's creative people out there, and there's just interesting people, dude. Like I had on a priest before. I had someone talking about domestic violence. She was very knowledgeable. She was great. But then we had all these artists, like Winter Break, Scarlet, XO. We had Lupe. Who else do we have? I'm blanking out on other names. But like you look at all these artists and it's like, what do they need to keep on succeeding? And I think one of the big things we were talking about is like venues. there's not a lot of places where people could actually go to perform and it be well received,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to hip hop.
Yeah, no, because I've been doing I've been taking photos a lot. You know, the first time we met at like a Baby's Alright in New York.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the first time we met. Yeah,
Yeah, so that definitely is, you know, and not just even venues. Like I'm looking at studios too, like over here in Jersey. It's like for example, like as a photographer, you look at photo studios over here. They're expensive too. Like you go to New York, there's like FD studios. You could rent them out for like $20 an hour. Over here, you have to pay like $100 per hour and everything. You know that is. I think it just comes with the territory.
yeah. And you know, I don't know what. Let's kind of dive back into a little bit about you more.
Yeah.
So, when was the first time like you started getting like photo gigs?
So I got photo gigs because I was just taking product shots for like my clothing. That's really it. I was doing product shots, and you know, I was doing e-commerce for my website. I was just doing, you know, regular marketing photos. You know, grabbing people's attention. I sucked. There's still a lot of photos out there. I have a couple. I just look at it and I'm like, wow, I really was terrible. Yeah, and yeah, so I just did that and kept on getting better and better. Then some people just started reaching out. My friends. Before I was even a part of Wild World Lord, I was just taking photos of them.
Word.
Yeah, like, you know, I would go to their shows, like pull up. Anytime like they needed photos, I would just go take photos for them. And then next, you know, then we all just Reggie needed photos. Anybody needed photos. That's it. And then other people started hitting me up. Then it just became word to mouth.
Word.
And I started building my portfolio on my Instagram and everything.
And what camera did you start off with?
Oh, I remember I started with a Canon Rebel 5. I sold that because I got a free Nikon courtesy of Walmart. They accidentally shipped it back to my house after I returned it, which was hilarious.
And you just kept it.
I just kept it.
That's the move.
Yeah, and I sold my Canon and I got a lens for it. So that, and then I had the Nikon, and then after like 2 years with the Nikon, pandemic hit. It was time to upgrade. Then I got the Sony. The Sony, it's like going from a Honda to like a Ferrari, bro. Yeah, and that was just a game changer after that. And ever since that, I just been keeping that. And I got one more camera, which is a Sony A7 IV now. And I bought a film camera because I'm shooting. It's so crazy how it ties back to film. And I'm sure I got a film camera now and just shooting with film. So I'm doing digital and film. I'm experimenting with film now. It's like kind of learning photography again.
Yeah, dude. I actually, believe it or not, I have a huge, like, photography is my hobby.
Yeah.
Like, and I actually have about like 3 film cameras at home.
Yeah.
I have a Yashica. I have a Sony automatic film that's from like the mid 90s. The Yashica's from like the 60s, 70s. And then I have one more, but I forget what kind of camera that one is. But like I actually, you know, it's funny when you're talking about your photography class you're taking out in high school. I took a photography class as well, and I fell in love with it there, dude.
Yeah.
And I got to build a whole, like, using the light machine and everything, and how long you get to let it, like, you know, sit on the blank, you know, piece of sheet piece of sheet and everything, right? And being in the dark room and watching them, like, you know, like how each chemical affects each picture. I mean, like, I feel like that's the deepest kind of most visceral form of photos, you know?
Yeah.
Because like once you get good at it, because I don't know if you ever looked at like how people like develop film, they would like take the only way to, like, you know, for example, if the let's say this shot, right, the shot that people are looking at, if you were taking this shot with a film camera, you have the light here that's making us bright, that's great, but then you have the windows in the back that's going to overexpose the shot. So what would they do in the film? Like, what would they do to underexpose it? They would take a little tool. They would take like these tools or cut out, like, you know, like kind of us, like our silhouette. They would put it on top of like I don't know what you call the blank photo paper, but they put on the top of the blank photo paper, kind of line it up where we are, and then like expose it like, less to the light and shit. So that would be darker, and then we'd be like the perfect color. We should definitely head out to like a photo expo, and just like
Yeah.
walk around.
No, I
That shit would be
definitely want to do
lit.
that. Like, yeah, for real. Like, cause like I'm a mad scientist with this shit now. I'm too invested in this shit now. Like,
Hell yeah, hell yeah. So when did you kind of realize? Because so did you end up graduating like college, or did you end up like finishing like anything with that, or like
I have an associate's degree.
where? No, it's cool because like honestly,
I'm still in school.
yeah, no, because honestly, I don't even know if that's the right choice. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes it's funny enough, my last year of college, right? So my fourth year of college, I was about to graduate, and it was pandemic.
Yeah.
And my mom passed away during the pandemic, right?
Sorry to hear that, bro.
It's all good, bro. I appreciate it. But after she passed away, it was like, fuck. Like, I don't know if I even want to finish school. Because, like, by the time it was the end of the pandemic or midway to the pandemic, I was already doing everything I wanted to do. I was already sound engineering. I was already doing the gigs that I wanted to do. I was getting paid to a certain extent of the stuff I wanted to do. And I was like, the fuck am I going to finish school for? And it's hard too because school's fucking expensive, dude. It's expensive as shit, and it's like, fuck, it's like, how are you gonna end up paying that off, in a certain amount of time? And if like, Biden does come through with this fucking, paying off this shit, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm kind of in that same boat right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been in school since like 2016. There's so many times where I wanted to take a break, but my family just wasn't with it. Like I said, I come from a culture where you need a degree.
Yeah.
Where they think you need a degree, and they don't believe that my line of work is something that's career. It's like kind of shunned upon. A photographer, like the fuck, like my son's a photographer, like like that type. But it's like It's like it's kind of like I'm trying to figure it out myself, like because I've been in school for like so long and I don't know the answers because I'm not invested in it. Like I if it was up to me, I would completely stop going. I would stop. Like I have like I don't like I probably have like 5 classes left. I would stop. Like I think it's so stupid that you need to go to school. So certain things I 100% agree that you need to go to school for.
Yeah.
Yes, if you want to go to school, go for it. If that's your thing, go for it 100%. Yeah, that's you. Go do it. Go finish up. Like go do what you have to. Like certain things, bro. Like this piece of paper that that says that you can follow orders and everything. Like I think it's so stupid, bro. Cause I have worked with media companies. I have done so many things outside of school. Imagine if I just waited to be out of school to start doing what I did. I would go into this world not knowing what the hell's going on. And I don't know if half these students know what's going on. So it's just like, I don't know, man. Just
No, I get it. Figuring it out and kind of finishing it and having that pressure behind your family, to do it. And it's crazy because you probably will see yourself flourish even more than you are now in photography once you're done with school.
yeah.
Because I'll never forget, like, once I finished college, and it was crazy, bro. The last 2 classes I took were like the hardest classes I took out of my whole college career, bro. And it was crazy because like those last 2 classes, like I was doing some semesters I was taking like 20 something credits, right?
Yeah.
Like what just wilding and being in school in and out. And then when I was taking like fucking 6 credits, I was suffering just as much.
Like, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Like, imagine a scenario where, like, you got to show for an exam, or you have an opportunity to go to like New York Fashion Week. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Like, like, I remember one time that I had an exam, but I also had a shoot with this like brand, like this high brand, and I did the exam in like 10 minutes, and I just left, and I went straight to the studio. Like I had my lights, my camera, everything packed in my car, just went in and just like left, And I came back and like, the next time class and the professor just F but it's just like, it's just like sometimes it's the hardest because you're not fully invested in school and it's so expensive. And one thing I do want to say, I want to thank my parents for because like they brought me here. They brought me here to this country, and I never like for 1 second I never take anything that they for me granted. Like I never take that granted, even though we don't agree on a lot of things. Like we like a lot of things we don't agree on. They have fully supported me like a lot, even with that. And I be doing stupid shit too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not in the right all the time. I be doing stupid shit all the time. So I'm not always in the right. So like it's not like I'm out here saying that my parents don't believe in me. Like no. They believe in me, and I be doing stupid shit too. But sometimes there comes a time where you have to make a choice, and it might be against what they want or like what your family wants, but it's gonna suck, but you just gonna have to figure it out.
You know what's funny? I think it's a good conversation to kind of open up.
Yeah.
Being the child of first generation immigrants is not an easy because I look at what my parents had to do to sacrifice to come to this country. And you know what's I think the most difficult thing is that when immigrant families come over here, they don't know anything but sacrifice.
Yeah.
All they know is that I need to give my kid a better life. And it's difficult because I don't know how old your parents are now.
Yeah.
But when I look at my dad, I'm just like, damn. Like, he never decided to chase his happiness.
Yeah.
He never decided to go for, like, what makes him happy in life. He just decided to go on something that would make him the money. And at the end of the day would send, like, his kid to college, would make a better life for his family. And, like, now he's, like, he's 65. He's about to retire, and like this man like has nothing.
Yeah. So I want to tell a story about my dad. He used to tell me this. He told me that because my dad does textile. He used to work in the textile mills in Pakistan, and all the mill owners they have like education from like the United Kingdom and like the U.S. Like that's where they graduate. Like they have their education from and all that. They got like college degrees from there. So when my dad would speak to them in English, like, he had an accent because, he's from Pakistan. He doesn't have any, like, formal English or anything training. They would laugh at him. And my dad was like, watch, I'm going to take my kids to America and they're going to speak better English than you. And he did that. But that's the thing, my parents did what they wanted to, like, their dreams that they did that. Like, that's that American dream, bro. Like, we came here, they had a goal, like, I'm gonna give my kids the education. And like I said, I do be wilding, like, they wanted the college degree, so I'm trying my best. But also, like, I fell in love with this art, bro. This art form is crazy, bro. It brings me so much happiness. It brings me joy, bro. Like, I had this, like, bro, I had this such dark time in my life, bro. Like sadness and shit, bro. Like I don't even talk about it that much, bro. But like, the people think like like I try to keep positive all that, bro. But before I even started doing art, bro, like I just remember being like sad and miserable, bro. Cause when you come from that like background, bro, there's no way. Like a lot of kids from where I come from don't know how to express themselves. They just know how to like. They just gotta do what they gotta do. They're just like, okay, I gotta graduate from school. I gotta make a good wage, this, and I gotta do this. I gotta get married. I gotta do this. Like, that. That's it. They're just following. They're just trying to please others, but they don't know how to express themselves. So when I found art, I found a way to express myself. And after that, bro, it's like every time I put out a photo, every time I take a great photo, bro, I post it out. It's like validation, bro. They're like, yo, this is why I'm here. Like, this is my, like, reason for existing. You feel me? Like, it brings me that joy, bro. Like, it's like a small photo, bro. But it's like, yo, I took that.
It's yours.
It's mine. It's my vision. It's my idea. I brought it to life.
And I think that's a perfect way to put it too, because it's like when you really think about it, especially as an immigrant kid, it's like it's almost like nothing is yours.
Yeah,
Your path isn't yours.
bro.
Your dreams isn't yours.
I named my company. I never run on the record to tell anybody what the meaning is because everybody always asks me what. Because my clothing brand was called Wildlands. So what does Wildlands mean? I grew up in America. Everybody told me that I'm not American. I went back to Pakistan. They said I was American. When I come back here, then it said I'm not American. So what am I? Where am I? I'm in the Wildlands. I'm by myself. You know, that's where I got the name. So, you know, that was my first art expression. That brand was there for me to express myself. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started doing it, the clothes sucked.
As most things that we first try to do are.
Yeah.
You know?
And I tell everybody like, burn them shits. People still wear them. They're like, yo, bro, this is fire. I'm like, no, it's not. No. Nah, bro, my bad. We were getting too deep out of.
No, that's perfect. I think we're in a perfect place because I honestly think it's a real part, you know, and I could relate to you in a lot of ways because, you know, it's just a worry. I think that what they want for you, it does come from a place of love.
Yeah,
it comes from a place of struggle. You know, and it's like, you know, when you look at your parents, it's like with everything they had to give up. And like at this age where I'm at now, 24, my dad was already getting his first job in like teaching in a university. He was teaching math in a university in Peru, and all he was doing was grinding out every day.
Yeah,
he was grinding out every day, and I'll never forget this conversation I had with my dad. I was like, because he was telling me, he's like, hey, he was like, you know, you got to finish college, and he's like, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna get a job? Are you gonna, like, you know, get something that's gonna make you money and, you know, you could start buying a house or whatever? And I looked at him and I'm like, Dad, what did you do from the ages 20 to 30? And he was like, I worked. And I'm like, tell me something you did though. And for 10 years, all he did was work.
Yeah.
He doesn't remember shit.
Nah, same thing.
He was like, yeah, no, from the ages 20 to 30. And I told him, I was like, Dad, if you just give me the opportunity, I was like, and try to support me while I'm figuring out my shit. Because I don't think working and making money will do anything to me. Because my dad didn't even move to the United States until after he was 30. And I was like, look, you just started a new life after 30. And I was like, and it's like nothing you did from ages 20 to 30 even mattered.
Yeah.
You know? And when I said that to him, I saw his eyes like kind of light up and he's like, damn, you're right. Because all he was doing was paying bills for 10 years.
Yeah.
Instead of going for something that he wanted to. And then when he finally found something that was worth going for, he had to sacrifice even more just to make it to this country.
Yeah.
You know? It's a difficult conversation to have with immigrant parents and when they're listening. And
because their struggle is different.
Yeah, their struggle is
is different because their struggle is about survival.
Exactly.
Their struggle is about survival. Like, you know, I'm out here bitching about art.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And it's crazy. I've said this on the I've said this so many times on the podcast in June so far, but I said it never gets easier to be grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
You know? And in that sense, it's like, damn. It's like, you know.
I know you heard the story about walking 10 miles to the school.
Yeah. Your parents do the same thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, 10 miles every day.
10 miles. No shoes. No socks.
No slippers, no socks.
The sun beating down on me. He's like, I had one pencil for the year. It's fucked up. I was like, damn. And it's funny. Like, my mom, actually, she would tell me stories about when she was little. They didn't have a lot. And so, funny enough, it kind of plays into how little they had, but also it kind of plays into like not stealing. I grew up with a family that was just like, yo, don't steal. The only people who steal are scumbags. He's like, I don't care if we're poor as shit. I don't care if we have nothing. You never steal. You never take something that isn't yours, right?
Bro, my mom's one of the nicest people on the planet. And like, I get like my niceness from her. So I can't steal or lie to people.
Yeah, I can't steal. Lie. I could get around.
I mean, me too. Like sometimes I'll be like,
I mean, my dad would be like, "Yo, you smoke?" I'll be like, "Nah, cigarettes."
Might be a possibility.
Yeah, might be a possibility. But you know, My mom one day she said when she was a little girl, she was out in school and she came home with two pencils, right? And my great grandma, she looked at my mom and she was like, "Where'd the other pencil come from?" My mom was like, "Oh, I found it." And she's like, "Oh yeah?" And she went back to the school and she found that it was another kid's pencil, right? And everybody, my mom had one pencil, one eraser, and one ruler. That's it. That's what she had. And my grandma, she took a needle, she put it over the fire, right? She made a hole through the eraser. But did it again, made a hole through the ruler. Did it again, made a hole through the pencil, right? She took a wire and she made my mom wear it around her neck for the like until she graduated. So she wouldn't steal anything. She's like, you leave with this, you come back home with this. And that's how my mom learned never to steal. I never had to learn that way, right?
Damn.
But like, you know, like
Your mom stole a pencil and got that.
yeah, dude.
I was trying to steal a phone.
It's crazy, you know? It's crazy. So why don't we dive into a little bit to your art? You know,
Yeah.
so you were with this you were making your clothing brand. You're probably getting off of it, right?
Yeah.
And then like pandemic, you decided to upgrade the camera. Finally get the Sony, upgrade your game. So like, how do you run your business now? Like, how do you make money?
I don't know. I don't. I really don't. I don't know. It's like whoever hits me up. All right. All right. My bad. It's spraying in the background.
Nah,
you
you're good,
make it. So basically, for what I do. Honestly, is it's kind of just like word to mouth, basically. And I reach out to people, and it's just people that come across my page, and a couple of people that I work with, a couple of brands I worked with, and that just recurring customers, trying to get new customers.
So what was your first brand deal? Like, you don't have to drop any names if you don't want to, but
Yeah.
like, how did that deal come about, and how did that first shoot come about?
I really don't remember. I've done so many shoots, I forgot. um, I kind of remember the first one I did. I think it was like a prom shoot I shot. That's like my
Word.
first, I think, money I made from it. Yeah, I think a prom shoot. But I don't just do like clothing shoots. Like I do like like almost everything. Like I do like real estate, weddings, like all that. But my main art focus is like kind of fashion street photography. That's kind of what I really love doing.
And so, who are like some inspirations that you look to do this?
Inspiration. I just look at I kind of look at just like um what other artists are doing, but I don't really know. I just like I'm the worst at describing stuff.
No, it's good, bro. That's why we're here, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna pick your brain until you say some shit.
Yeah. I'm just like I feel like he's asking every question. I'm like I don't know. I just do shit. Like that's really it. I just look at shit. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So like I said, I just look at I love looking at album covers. Album covers are my favorite piece of art. Like I love when a project comes out, and I love looking at the album cover. That's like my favorite thing. And one artist in particular that I love looking at is Tyler. Tyler Creator's album covers are like pieces of art, bro. Him, Kanye's, who else? Him, Kanye's you already know is like masterpieces. I'm trying to think who else got a dope cover. Can't think off the top of my head, but I'm just say him and that for right now. But yeah, album covers are like I love looking at that.
Word. And you know what's funny? I peeped through the other day when we were doing some like shooting for Reg when he was here and doing all that stuff. You're really into like also like I said the Lightroom Photoshop aspect of it.
Yeah.
How important is that to the work that you do?
So that is very important. So I'm gonna say this one thing. Nowadays you can't be good at one thing. You can't be a one trick pony in this industry no more. You have to have multiple skills. So I started off with graphic designing. I would have an associate's degree in graphic designing if I took that Spanish class. But I was trying to get out of that school, bro. I was like, I'm not taking the Spanish class. Just give me whatever degree. But yeah. So graphic designing, I've been doing that before I even did photography, before I even did like clothing. So that I'm very like I've been versatile with Photoshop, Lightroom and all that. Like I know how to use that, Lightroom, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, all the Adobe 9 yards basically. But it's very important to know that if you're in this line of work, because you could get a job and they might have you like you might be doing photos. They're like, okay, you need to edit. Okay, Lightroom. Okay, you might need to do something in Photoshop. So it's very important for you to like be able to do different things, and especially with TikTok coming out. Like I was hinting at earlier in the videos, I don't do videos, but wink, wink. I think you get the idea.
I mean, you did do the video for Reg's. I don't know. Yeah, that I mean that video came out good.
Yeah, no, that was actually done. That's actually one of my favorite videos. I'm not gonna lie.
I watch that all the time, actually, dude. I watch it all the time, and whenever I have clients who come in and they're like, "Oh, yo, like, show me stuff you do in the studio," and I was like, "Yo, that's it." And they'll be like, "Yo, you shot that?" And I was like, "Nah, I wish I did though."
We shot that. I forgot my tripod at home. I had to use this light stand over here.
That's funny as hell.
I had my other camera mounted on the light stand. I was telling people, "Yo, don't walk around here because I'm gonna start shaking."
So tell me a little bit more then about like, how a project comes together in mind. Cause I've had a lot of photographers here before.
Yeah.
And they're always telling me, getting from point A to point B. So having the idea, but actually executing an idea. How much do you play a role in directing people when it comes to photo shoots?
Okay. I don't want to say I'm different than other photographers, but I think I might be a little bit. Like I said, I have ADD, and I'm probably one of the most impulsive people in the world. So when I have an idea, I want to execute it as quickly as possible. So like I have an idea, boom, I'm gonna hit somebody up and we're gonna go execute it. I'm gonna get the photos edited ASAP and just like boom, 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 we're gonna have it done. Where I have friends like, I have other friends that take their time, plan our projects, which I love, and I'm trying to get into that, like take my time with it, not be as impulsive, thinking things through, and getting a whole project done. I'm actually working on something, I don't want to give out too much information on that right now, but it's something that I'm hoping to get done by the end of the year, maybe start up next year. But this is like gonna be like it's gonna be my baby.
Word. I think it's important to always have like multiple projects and keep moving with the stuff. I think it's interesting because I'm trying to pry some stuff out of you. What do you feel like are the biggest things that you're good at, and then the other things that you need to work on?
So I think I'm really good at like I'm good at like thinking on the spot. Like I'm good at if everything is going wrong, I can still like make things work. That like there's so many times where like I said, like I have short-term memory too. Like I be forgetting some stuff, but it's still like I'm like adapting. With the surroundings and all that. That's like my bread and butter. Making sure that even though something might go wrong, like the weather's off, like that somebody forgot some lights not working, equipment broke or something. I had a shoot where my flash broke off in the middle of the shoot, but I had a wireless transmitter and just held the like flash up. So just like thinking on the spot, like that's one thing that like I'm always ready to adapt to my surroundings. And one thing I'm bad at is, once again, the impulsiveness is good and is bad.
So, would you say, like, I haven't really seen you work in like a team setting yet,
Yeah.
So, do you have a team at all for when you run photo shoots, or is it mainly just you?
So, I mean, I work in a team, I work with team settings, but sometimes when I'm working in team settings, I'm not leading the team.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime, like, I work with my friend Chris, he has a lot of projects, and I tag along with him. So like, I'll do BTS for that. Um, Whenever like Guinea's doing a shoot or anything, like he needs support, like I'll do that. Or there's any, like yesterday we were doing a shoot, and I was just there, working with team. So I do that, but I I like it's what do you say? I work with team. I'm very impulsive. Like that's the thing. Like when I went like with my shoes, it's just like I just go. Like I'm on go mode. I just go do like I just go do it. I do it quick. So sometimes like I don't like do it with a team. I just go do it myself. Like sometimes.
Do you have any stories of like any times a photo shoot went terribly wrong?
Not that much. I have stories where I have forgotten my SD cards multiple times. That's hilarious because it just happened recently again.
That's the fucking worst, actually.
Yeah, no, I bought 4 SD cards yesterday just to keep one. I'm about to keep one in my shoe right here too because the zipper.
No, dead ass. I've actually, it's funny. I went to go on a shoot and I was running a podcast shoot right for a client, and while I'm at the podcast shoot, like putting everything up, I got there early, put up all the lights, set up all the cameras and stuff. I was like, all right, let's take some test shots just to make sure everything's good before he arrives. Taking some test shots, and it's like, oh, no SD card. I was like, all right, bet. I'll just look at my bag, go in my bag, no SD cards. I was like, fuck. And we was in Hoboken, right?
Yeah.
I'm just shoots in Hoboken. I'm like, damn. And the nearest place to buy something like an SD card is the Best Buy, and it's right over the bridge, right under the bridge actually, in Jersey City, right? The Best Buy in Jersey City. So I had to drive all the way to freaking Best Buy real quick, run in there, grab an SD, and I ran out, and I just got there like just in time, so he didn't notice, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I had a baby shower that I forgot an SD card at.
Oh fuck! How did that go?
I was 10 minutes away from my house. I just ran back home.
Damn,
but
lucky.
I was 5 minutes away from Walmart.
Damn.
I didn't have $30 for SD card.
That's crazy. That's the worst too, man.
Yeah.
That's the worst too, man. So how realistic is it for you right now to just drop everything and become a full-time camera person?
I'm kind of doing that right now.
Word.
Yeah. I want to do that. Like, I really do. Like, I want to do that. And, I'm hoping that it happens. I would love to do that. Be a full-time camera person.
How is it? How are you, like, attacking finances and stuff?
It's
so.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, because I think that's like, like I see the stuff that he's doing. It's mad talented, but like, if anything, I would look at a lot of the like other photographers that I've been like working with and stuff, because they have certain stuff where they're like, I feel like it's certain building blocks that you have, right? And it just ups your fucking game like crazy, Like for me, when I was doing the podcast, bro, it was like I was forgetting SD cards and all this stuff, but then it was just like little things that are just like, it starts making you like more and more collect. And it's funny because I wouldn't say I have like ADHD, like ADD, but sometimes even like, having a conversation and just like, sometimes I get lost too, and it's crazy. I've had podcasts before where the person's talking and my mind just went a completely different way. And then I was just like, oh fuck, what did they say? And then, it gets confusing. But, where do you feel like you could see yourself? Where do you see yourself going now with this business? Especially like after you graduate, after you finish all your stuff, like what is the next step for you to get to the next level?
I mean, what I think ideally I would love to do is I want to be at like these festivals, man. I want to do like, I want to take photos at festivals. I want to be at like New York Fashion Week. Like, I want to be there, bro. Like I want to take photos over there. Like that's my goal. That's my dream. Like, I want to do like my ideal dream is to like take photos of like a magazine, like that front page magazine. Like that's my dream. Like imagine if I did a GQ cover. I don't even want to imagine it. I'm gonna put it in the universe because I'm gonna do it.
So what are the steps then to get to something like that?
Keep on grinding, bro. Keep on grinding. If I gotta take more L's, I'm gonna take more L's, but I'm not gonna stop, bro.
But when you say like keep on grinding, like is it just like keep on going until you get noticed, or like is there a certain direction that you should be going to?
I mean, I'm working with more people. You know, I'm always networking. That's the thing. Like, it's networking, bro. Like I said, bro, you could be the most talented person in the world. Like, I'm telling you, there's so many good photographers out there. You could be the most talented person in the world, but if you're not networking, there's no point to it. This industry is 10% talent and 90% of who you know. Like, one person could change a whole thing.
So what's your secret to networking then? Because I know you're a nice guy. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm a nice guy. Like, thank you for the like. It's like I'm actually a little bit antisocial. You know, when I first meet people, but like I'm trying to put myself more out there. You know, trying to talk to people. It's just you gotta talk to people, bro. It's really is. You just gotta talk to people. Like I just run into people. I'm like, hey, I like your outfit. Like, you know, just start a whole conversation with that. You know, just run to somebody in New York. You don't know, bro. New York, we live right next to New York. Like probably 20, 25 minutes from here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, just go talk to somebody about fits. I'm a big anime guy. I'm an anime geek. I love anime. I'll talk to somebody about anime. We'll have a whole hour conversation about, like, Naruto, One Piece, you know? Yeah, but it's just like, just networking with people, bro. Just talking to people.
You know, I think this is a good conversation to kind of segue to, because I think, you know, you talk about being like, you know, like a little bit, not what was the word you used?
Antisocial?
Antisocial, you know, but you're literally on a podcast right now.
I'm like sweating. My heart's racing. I'm scared of being in front of the camera.
Yo, I mean, to be honest, it's not as easy as I think people think, and I give you a lot of credit for, like, you know, being here and just talking. But, you know, one of the biggest things, like, you know, I do, because obviously I got to talk to a whole bunch of different people, right?
Man, you're very handsome doing it.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Shout out June, bro. But you know, I had to talk to a whole bunch of different people, and sometimes, you know, it's weird because some people do have an antisocial vibe, and I think the biggest example, the best recent example I have is my partner Aaron, right, who does Iron Audio. When I first met him, dude, I thought he was sketchy because he was mad quiet.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the first day, like, he was moving in some stuff from his brother's truck, and it was me and Shane out in front of the studio, and like we kind of there, and he's like, oh, by the way, this is Aaron, and he's like, he's gonna be one of our partners for the business. I was like, I bet. And I met him, and he's like, hey. And I was like, oh, yo, what's good, dude, bro? I'm Luis, bro. It's nice to meet you. And then he's like, And I was like, damn. You know, and it sucks sometimes because, like, not everybody's gonna be receiving to what you say. But now Aaron's my fucking boy now, bro. Yeah. I love him to death, bro. Like, me and him talk. I played stuff in front of him played stuff for him in front of him as well. Like, I've sang for him before too, and it's like great, you know. And I always think it's like that little, it's that little, like, you need to find that little, like, kind of a hook that gets people, like, you know, going and shit.
A couple of people that I'm best friends with, I didn't even like. In high school, like, I did it. And there's one over there. Ray, that's my fucking brother, and I love him. But it's like, me and I'd known Ray, like, since, like, fucking, like, early high school. And, like, he's, like, my fucking brother. And at first, I think it was, like, we didn't, like, even like each other. But it's just, like, it's so crazy how life works. But once again, it's just, like, you got to break that thing. You got to break that iceberg. You just got to find a common ground.
For sure.
And just build up with it.
For sure. So, talk to me a little bit about anime.
What do you want to talk about?
My favorite anime in the world is One Punch Man. How y'all feel about that?
Season 2 was kind of mid.
Damn.
Season 1 was gas. Yeah, it's a good show. I'm waiting for the next season to come out.
It's a great show. It's the best.
See, if it was season 1, I would have said it was a great show.
Yo, dude, I'm waiting for season 3, bro. I'm into the manga. I read that shit.
Nah, you know what's like gas? Jujutsu Kaisen.
You know what's crazy?
You know, Ray, look at that.
I've never watched Jujutsu Kaisen.
Bro, you gotta watch it. It's crazy.
I'll tell you the animes I've watched. I've watched One Piece, and I've only gotten up to like season 3 on One Piece.
Bro, I'm at like 600 episodes, Jesus. And I fucking binge watched like 500 episodes. and I just like I can't like I'm just stopped at 6. I can't put myself through it no more.
Do you watch the dub or sub? For One Piece?
About sub.
This is crazy. I feel like for the most part I watch sub and everything, but One Piece is one of those ones where I kind of switch in and out.
So that one for me was Bleach, and I'll tell you one thing. There was a time where Naruto was my favorite anime, but Bleach has overtaken that. Bleach is my favorite anime. I love Bleach.
Yeah, I've never watched Bleach. I've watched parts of Bleach when I was little on Toonami, like back in the day when you're watching that shit on Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah.
And I also watched Naruto a bit, but the thing is, like, bro, I used to love Naruto. I got into like the first couple seasons, right? And then once I learned how big it is, like, I'm that type of, I don't know if you're that type of person in anime, but like I need to watch every single episode. I can't, like, even if they're filler and they don't add to anything. And I know if you go online, they have the episode list on like how you could just stick with the story.
But that's how I watched Bleach, because I didn't watch the filler arcs. I got through the filler. Like, I can't. The only fillers that I ever watched was with Naruto, because I was watching Naruto from 5th grade till now. But that motherfucker has a son. He has a son. I grew up with him. He got a kid. He's a fucking dad. I grew up with that motherfucker. He was like, I was going to be Hokage. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But he got a son.
Nah, bro.
A whole 2 child.
It's fine, bro. I think what's the spin-off series? Boruto?
Yeah, Boruto.
Boruto.
It's just mid.
Is it mid?
Anime, the manga's heat.
The manga's heat, but the show's mid.
Yeah, show is mid. Maybe
Damn.
trash. What do you say, Ray? I need to hear it, though. Ray's the real anime expert over here. You need to get Ray over here and start talking about Gundam.
I seriously, like, I'm so like low on, like, I don't even know like animes like that. You know, it's funny. The only other anime I really know, well, okay, so I have One Punch Man, which is my favorite anime. I watched a little bit about Naruto, a little bit of One Piece. Seven Deadly Sins.
I haven't watched Seven Deadly Sins.
Seven Deadly Sins is pretty. Okay, here's my opinion on Seven Deadly Sins. Season 1's great. Season 2's I think the newest season is mid as fuck. Like, I'm uninterested as shit, and I hate that because I fell in love with the character so hard. Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is my second.
What you need to do is watch Hunter x Hunter.
Yo, my boy's trying to get me on Hunter x Hunter. I haven't got into it yet.
Yeah, no,
is it worth it?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And they're starting up the manga again, so we should be getting new anime soon.
You know what's the most slept on anime show though in the world?
What?
Assassination Classroom.
I haven't watched that. I'll get to
No, I don't even know.
So
it has the corniest.
So
intro.
I be saying I love anime, but I'm kind of a little bit. I'm a hype beast of anime. I only watch the hype animes. See, me is just like with new music. It takes a lot for me to start new anime. Like, it took me a while to start Bleach. Even Hunter x Hunter, it took me a lot. So I'll give you a list of animes that I have watched. Bleach is amazing. Naruto, because I grew up with Naruto. You know, that's my whole childhood. You know, I grew up with that shit. Like, that motherfucker got a kid. I know that motherfucker. I know him like he's my brother. Like, you know, you know that. So Naruto, Dragon Ball Z. You know, you only gotta say it. Everybody in the mother watched Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, you see how excited I get talking about anime, bro. So, all right, that Attack on Titan, bro.
Oh yeah, Attack on Titan, of course.
Bro,
of course. Did they finish the last season already?
No, they got like 3 arcs. They keep on saying, they were like, all right, final season, and I was like, final season part 3.
Oh, what the fuck? For real?
Yeah.
Damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm tired of that shit. I need. Damn, I need to catch up on like the latest shit. Are you guys all caught up on that?
Yeah.
Yo,
I read the manga. I already know how that shit gonna end.
You already know how that shit gonna end? Fuck, I didn't read the manga for Attack on Titan.
Don't do it.
Oh, okay, word.
Just wait for the ending. They might change the ending. They said they might.
Animation has a lot to it too.
Yeah.
Word. Yo, so what is it about anime that makes people fuck with it so much?
Bro, I don't know. It's just that it's that art style. It's that energy that shit brings. Like, you ever like bro, like, when I say that, I mean, like, you go back to Goku turning Super Saiyan for the first time. Like, bro, it's that energy. Like, bro, you know how many times we was in the fucking elementary school playground with like Super Saiyan, like Dad doing the Rasengan in our hand, like Dad. Yeah, like it's just that energy, bro. It's like it takes us away from our world for a little bit, and it brings us in another world. You know, it takes us away from our world and brings us in another world, and and that's why I think a lot of people just love it.
So, what are the top? All right, let's do top 3.
So everybody has different. Everybody has different.
But if you had to suggest to somebody who's just getting into anime, what are the top 3 animes that you're gonna suggest for them to get into?
Okay, I'll give you my top 3, and I'm gonna give you for somebody that's starting top 3. Okay, my top 3 are Bleach, because I told you Bleach is my favorite. Then it's Naruto, because Naruto I grew up with that shit. And it's gonna probably either be Dragon Ball Z. Third is very optional. It's gonna either be Dragon Ball Z, it's gonna either be Hunter x Hunter, or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Ooh, I've heard about Full Metal Alchemist too, bro.
Ray put me on.
Word,
Yeah.
I heard about that.
So if you're starting off, right, and you want to watch anime, I'll tell you this. Easiest one to get into, everybody starts off with this. Death Note. Just simple, easy. Short anime, very catching. Everybody watches it. Then I would say watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Also, like, not too long of an anime. Premium heat. And, yeah. After that, you can watch a couple things, like, you can watch Cowboy Bebop too. You can watch I would say Hunter x Hunter. That's why I told my brother when he, cause he was starting anime, I told him watch Death Note. I told him watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I told him to watch Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, that's the 3 I told him. Oh, and One Punch Man too. You could throw One Punch Man. It's a short anime, and it's like it gets you right there.
I love One Punch
Bro,
Man.
One Punch Man
My
season
shit.
1, I was like, yo, bro, this is like
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So another anime that was pretty good, but I didn't really like the last season was My Hero Academia.
I never watched My Hero. You're saying all these names that I fucking know.
Yeah.
I just haven't had the time to really go into and just binge.
I watched the first episode and I was like, the season's not that good. Yeah, but yeah, anime, bro. Just like it takes you out your bullshit and like you just enjoy that 30 minutes of it.
Yeah, no, it's sick. I fucking, I could appreciate the shit out of it. But you know what's funny? Talk to me the absolute, like, there's some insane anime fans, right? And there's some people who be like mad as hell for being like, yo, you watch the dub, bro? The dub isn't even fucking as good as the sub, bro. Like, you're ruining our whole lives. You know
I ain't
what I
gonna
mean?
lie to you,
Talk
bro.
to me about that.
So I be joking about that sometimes. I don't take it so hard. It's up to you, bro. Like, a lot of people say the first time watching anime, they're not gonna go into the sub. I'm bilingual, so like I feel like if you're bilingual, so like you're used to like 2 different languages. So, for like us, watching sub, it's like, we're used to hearing another language. So like we're used to it. Some people, they have to watch in dub. So I don't really care about it, me personally.
You know what's wild? I will say this about anime. Watching One Punch Man, I watched them multiple times. I love it that much. I've watched season 1 and 2.
Do you know how many times I've rewatched Naruto the entirety?
You're crazy. You're actually might be a
watched-
serial killer.
I watched it like 8 to 9 times already, from start to finish. I skipped the fillers and some arcs.
That's a lot, bro. I still refuse to get back into Naruto just because, like,
Bro, you gotta watch the pain. You gotta watch the pain arc. The pain arc explains life. You would know everything about the world once you watch the pain arc.
that's crazy. That's crazy you saying that, bro, because I don't know. That's fucking hard.
I need you to.
Son.
I'm gonna give you a homework assignment.
Give it to me, bro.
Watch the pain arc,
Just the pain arc.
and then we're gonna come back and do the podcast and talk about it.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm down to watch watch animes and come talk about it. 'Cause
Almighty
honestly,
push.
I don't know shit about it, but what I was trying to say before is, like, with One Punch Man, I watched seasons multiple times dubbed. I've watched the seasons multiple times subbed, and the sub just hits different because I feel like like the sub, when you listen to the inflection of the language, it's like it's how they intended the
Yeah.
character to be. And sometimes like sometimes a lot of times I'll watch the show first like subbed because I want to feel for the character, right? And in One Punch Man, dude, you listen to the dub and like Saitama just sounds like a bitch. You know what I mean? And he's not a bitch. Like he's a cool bitch though. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Right?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The only reason that I fuck with Bleach dub is because Kisuke, his voice actor is on point. Like that's how I expect Kisuke to sound like.
My favorite thing about voices and stuff like that is the fact that Sasuke's voice in Naruto, the English dub, is Ben 10 and Spider-Man from the PS4 game.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
Sasuke.
So
Every time I hear Ben 10, I'm like, yo.
yeah, no, there's some voice actors who have done a lot of shit like in and in between. But even I feel like you only get the best voice actors sometimes. Like I said, that would be the only reason that would get me. Like,
But
to get
anime
into,
has
like,
flourished so much now that you know.
oh yeah,
There's like
sure.
studios are like being overbooked. That's why we're not getting these seasons as quick as possible.
for sure. We just got to get more people animating and stuff, and more people drawing
that's-
for sure.
That's why
100%.
there's more graphic designers out now. That's why. So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna go off topic a little bit.
No, go ahead.
This pandemic, as terrible as it has been, it has opened up like opportunities for artists. For example, photographers. People needed e-commerce. If everything wasn't moving online, it made it a step and a push even quicker. So everything is like, okay, we need to move online. Okay, we need photographers. We need a lot of photographers. We need to move all our product inventory online. Boom, that happened. Graphic designers, animators, everybody's working from home. You know, so like that. There's so many times like I do a lot of work from home. Like I just send out things to clients. So the pandemic moved a step forward and it just made artists more because like you see everything's graphic design, bro. Everybody needs that.
No, that's very true. That's very true. You know, actually, I had a question for you. Before, talk to me a little bit about Ego Campaign. Even though we kind of like already talked
Yeah.
about it a bit, like where did the name come from?
So Ego Campaign was. I'd rather you talk to. So basically, I'm gonna tell you what happened with Ego. I got a text from Guinea saying that he wanted to start a team. He wanted to call it Ego Campaign. And I would tell you exactly what I wrote. I wrote, "I'm with it." That's it. I'm with it.
Word. So you and Guinea are both Ego Campaign.
Me, Guinea, and Jacob. We're the first three, but now there's more members.
Word. That's what's up. That's what's up.
There's Jordan. There's our friend Chris Seabam. There's Justin, and there's David and Tony.
Word.
So there's more members.
Word. That's what's up. That's what's up. So what are the benefits from being in a team rather than being alone?
It's so crazy. I can't. Because me, Guinea, and Jacob, we're always hanging out every day. So I can't really tell you the difference. Because either way, whether we're doing ego stuff or we're always like together. So it's just that we're all able to flourish our ideas together. Like I said, I act on impulse a lot. And they help, they be like, "Now you wildin'." Like, they help me out with a lot of stuff. And they're like, I'm very happy to have, very lucky to have them with me. So, we all help each other in different ways. So that's really it with Ego. Like, we just three creative people just together, just helping each other.
Do you ever have like creative blocks and whatever you want to do? Like, what do you do? Actually, scratch that question. What do you do to stay creative?
Honestly, I just grab my camera and go. Sometimes I just take my camera wherever. I'm like, okay, you don't got no ideas? Go shoot. Shoot whatever. Go to the woods, shoot a fucking tree. Go to the city, shoot a building. Take a photo of a building. And when I say shoot a building, for motherfuckers think I'm about to go shoot a building.
Nah, chill. Hey, yo, chill.
No. That's what I'm trying to change up. This, when I meet,
Nah, you Gucci.
yeah. When I say shoot, I'm talking about like taking a photo.
Yeah, take a photo of a building.
Yeah, take a photo.
Yeah, that's what-
Shoot a building. Like, do landscape, landscape photography, and all that. And just like get when you run into a creative block, just take photos of anything. That's the thing. Like you could just take photos of anything and just like that. That's what I think. That's really what separates you from other people. If you're gonna make nothing into something. There's times where I thought these photos were terrible and they came out great. So it's just that. Just go do stuff.
So, what's the proudest piece of work you've put out so far?
Proudest piece of work. Shoot. I might have to go through my Instagram and look at that real quick.
If you want to, yeah, it's no problem. Chilling, bro.
Where my phone at? Anybody text me?
I really think about, sometimes when you're working on something and you're working on so many things, like your mind gets so kind of clouded with like, all the work you've been doing. And sometimes you fail to kind of look back and actually look at the shit you've done before and be like, yo, that was really dope,
Yeah. So many.
Or even like your most memorable experience kind of doing your thing on the job.
Okay, so I'll give you my top 3. One was the Audrey Noonan show.
Word.
Yeah, that was dope. Like, just being in a crowd full of people and like, getting elbowed by these girls that were right next to me. They're just fucking elbowing the shit out of my ribs, and I'm just like taking photos. I'm just getting elbowed in the ribs. And they just came out beautiful. Like they came out exactly what I wanted to, like how I pictured them. So that that was one. Another one was taking photos of I was just like lucky to be there. Not lucky. It was just like it was just kind of like right place, right time. It was with a party. Those photos came out crazy. Party Fontaine. It was just he was at the studio that we work at, and he was just there, and the studio owner told us to pull up, and we just pulled up.
That's what's up.
Yeah, because I do BTS for the studio, so that, and last was my favorite work is actually not been posted yet. I'm waiting for it to be posted.
Word.
It's I'll give you this. My friend Will. It's his beach shoot. You probably seen it on my story.
I think I did peep on the story. Yeah.
But there's it's like 2 parts to that shoot. The first part was that's probably my favorite. The second part is probably the one that transcends it to the next level.
What was it about it that made it your favorite?
The colors. The colors, and just like you'll see the photos and you'll just be like, damn.
But
yeah, that's really it. Like I just like that's what I was. I'm like, holy shit! Like I took that shit. Like that's really what it was.
Hassan, we're actually coming pretty close to the end of the podcast, but I still have a couple more questions for you.
Yeah.
If that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Cool. I bet. The 1 or 2 questions. All right.
Okay.
The first one being, what advice do you have for people that are trying to get into this industry?
Have a good group of friends. It's a very lonely industry sometimes. If you're by yourself, it's like that. Have a good support system. That have people that you could bounce off ideas with. Have people that you could, when you're feeling down, when you feel like, that you can't do no more. When you feel like you're about to give up, like with the art, to have people around you that's gonna like motivate you. Have people around you that are doing sick, doing crazy work that inspires you to even like do better. Have that motivation. Even if everything is going wrong, just keep like, people around you that can keep you motivated. And don't just like, there's gonna be so many people in this industry that just like are looking to just like take advantage, not give credit. We deal with so much bullshit in this industry. And I didn't understand it because it wasn't until I started doing it I didn't understand what it felt like. So it's just like you just gotta be mentally strong for this. There's a lot of lonely times. A lot of times we're just editing by yourself. I just wondering like, damn, bro. Like shit, I'm spending so much time. Times where you're just gonna be at shoots and you're just like, damn, I could spend this time with my family, you know. So just like that, you just gotta be mentally. If this is your dream, bro, you just gotta be ready for it. Like you gotta be like, okay, I'm willing to like sacrifice this because I have a dream, and I want to go chase it no matter what. You know that, and you know, but also like I'm trying to give this to myself, to this advice to myself. Give yourself some time off. Learn to take a break. Turn off, switch it off for a little bit. You know, take it easy, take it smooth. That's it.
I got one more question for you, my boy. A lot of these podcasts that I do, I like to think of them almost as a time capsule. Something that you could look back on yourself and be like, oh my God, like that's crazy. Because I'm sure, like, you know, have you ever had those nostalgic moments when you're looking at those old Facebook posts?
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at those pictures of you in middle school, you know, from the pictures you used to take on your friend's iMac, you know what I mean? Something, you know. I want you to look at the camera and imagine that your future self is looking at this.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for your future self?
Shit. Just keep going, boy. That's really it. Just keep going. That's about it, bro. Keep hustling. Don't stop. You know, if it's meant to be, it will be. You know, just keep going. That's really it. Just keep going. Never give up.
Hassan, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, my boy. I appreciate you. Please let the people know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Slippers on Socks. That's really what I mainly use. Don't add me on Twitter. That's my personal thing.
All right, my boy. Right. Sounds good. Guys, y'all already know the business. Ayoo Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, OnlyFans. Someone, please subscribe to my fucking OnlyFans.
Yo, do it, bro. Subscribe to him. Look how handsome he looks.
Take a screenshot of you doing it, and you being the first person, and I will give you a free t-shirt and stickers. That's easy. All right? Anyway, guys, we're going to get the fuck out of here. My boy, let's get the fuck out of here. Sweet, dude.
Holy shit.
I already know, bro. Sick, dude.
Thank you, bro.
My fucking boy.
How did that go, bro?